Right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Mark Talks Sport. And today we are going to be discussing the Huddersfield game. It is currently half time between Sheffield United and Huddersfield. I thought I'd start my intro there. Reason why I haven't done this any sooner is because of this game, and depending on the tone of the video after this game, I could be buzzing going into the last game, or we will be staring League One. We will be in League One. This is basically how I feel about this game. And that's basically what this game's all about. So, yeah, it's going to be a much more toned down video, this one, than what I've done previously, because the nerves are really getting to me during this game. And currently I'm watching a game where it is like a pre-season friendly, with Sheffield United passing the ball around and Huddersfield just standing there, and Sheffield United just standing there waiting for the ball or waiting for the same to happen. I think his name is Jedson. He's had about 3 chances and just nothing. Just please, something happen. You already know what the score is, as when I upload this will be after the game, but I don't. So you're experiencing my first-hand experience. So yeah, right. Intro, and then we'll look at what happened the Sheffield United game and where we see us from there. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mark Talk Sport. Well, it's official. After tonight's result, Huddersfield beating Sheffield United, we are relegated to League One. Yeah. The issue for me and what I can see around this is, and not only was that the worst game of football I've ever watched in my life just now, hoping Sheffield United could actually do something, but they didn't actually turn up or do anything. And Huddersfield not to turn up when their manager is Neil Warnock was near on impossible, but there was always that hope and there's always that belief that something could happen. I'm going to try and keep a level head, but I don't think it will be long until I lose it. Sat there today having a lot of hope, desire that we will still be a championship team next season. And we went to that Mark Bowen event, and a lot of positives come out of that. I said on this channel, no matter what happens, there's a plan. There's something that could help us moving forward. And I sat there during that game, all the way through the game, and I have to say, I've never felt so. Look, it's been 25 years since the last time we were in the League One. I wasn't a season ticket holder then. I was 4 at that time. 22 years. I can't remember. I think it's 22 if I'm right. So I would have been fucking, I don't know, 7. Wasn't into football then. My first ever game for Reading was 1999 pre-season friendly against Newcastle United. I then got a half-season ticket for Reading on Christmas Day as one of my presents. And my first ever game was at Watford at home. I think it was Watford, or it was Plymouth. I think it was Watford. That was the year before the 106 season. I'm sorry if I'm moving about, because I'm trying to keep myself calm while talking about this. I have seen Reading get promoted twice. I have seen Reading get relegated twice from the Premier League. I have seen us get 106 points. I've seen us have players that play their heart and soul for this club. I have seen people that have run this club that love this club. Sir John Medeski, who I'll be honest, I was one of those people that thought that he had to sell the club to get more money in for us to do better. He then sold it on to Anton Zversky, who then decided to become the biggest probably crook in football. He then sold it on to, I think it was the Thailand's, who then sold it on to Mr. Dai. In that time, since Steve Coppell and Brian McDermott, we've had stupid amounts of managers, stupid amount of money spent, and absolute fuck all has happened. People will turn around to us and tell us that we are a tin pot club because we don't sell out our stadium. We don't have 30,000 fans turning up each week, even though we can't sell out our home stand every single week because we haven't got the fan base. There are people that currently work for Reading Football Club with this news happening that are wondering about if their jobs are secured, wondering if they will be in a job next season. And I have to say, and I have to tell you, I feel sorry for those people. I feel a tremendous amount of sorrow for those people more than I do for fans, because these people work day in and day out to help this club move forward. Yes, as fans, we turn up on a Saturday, we go away from home, we go and do this. We go to different places and we talk to different people about it. And you've got people that have gone day in and day out for the past, I don't know how long, to help this club be run. Not money wise, helping the players, getting the kit, cutting the grass, looking after their well-being, trying to get them plan A to plan B. You've got people in that club that have done fucking everything. And those fucking idiots on the fucking pitch and that fucking manager that was meant to be called a manager has come in and fucked us and that owner for the past 4 fucking years. We've had Paul fucking Ince, who tonight has turned up at fucking Brighton versus Man United and got a bottle of wine. What, for doing what? Being an absolute tin pot, two-paced cunt. I'm sick and tired of these players coming out and these fans and the players coming out all the time. We're trying, we're fighting hard. You've done no fucking fighting in this football club for the past 5 fucking years. The owner has put money into this club, but what money has he put into it properly? Why has he spent so much money? Why has he been allowed by people around him to do what he's been doing? Why has he been allowed to turn up to a football club where he's had 2 clubs that he's previously owned before and has gone? They have vanished, completely disappeared. Why has he been allowed to employ managers that have no fucking clue of what they're doing and have no goddamn right to manage this football club? We've got players on that pitch, right? And I'm going to say this now. I'm sick and tired of every single one of them. None of those players have ever played for that badge. They only care about the name on the back of it and the money they're getting weekly. Liam Moore is the epitome of meant to be a captain, but that fucker decided to try and leave twice and put us in shit. Not only that, he has taken a massive pay, which, by the way, I don't blame him, and then decided not to fuck off when he was meant to fuck off, and then take all that money and restrict us with all the money that we have lost. You got players like Lucas João, great player, but does fucking nothing. Tom McIntyre, he is a Reading ball through and through. You would have thought a player like that would have more passion and more integrity than just turning up and thinking he's a Sunday League footballer. I don't understand the thinking behind some of those players that have come in. You've got players that have come in that Players that have come in that are at the end of their career. One last hurrah. Yeah, you've now ruined your reputation by going to a club and not giving it your hardest and getting relegated. What's hurrah was that? We had a manager at the start of this season and middle of last season, Paul Ince, who come in and survived us. Thank you very much. Now it's time for you to fuck off. Not only did you try and say that you are not good enough, you come out after every single press conference and said the players weren't good enough. How's that going to help the players? How are you going to train these players? I've got sources that have told me that not only did you not train the players for a weekend game, that you tried to do stuff that were old school that was never going to work. You turn up at Brighton v Man United, get a bottle of wine and all happy and Larry, aren't you? Oh, look at me back in the big time again because I'm allowed to be on television. You shouldn't even be allowed near a kid's school. There are some great young players that have come through this club over the years. There have been some fantastic servants of the club who are not here anymore, that don't play for us anymore. And I'm first one to criticise players when they leave. I'm always the one that goes, you should have stayed and fight for the course. And absolutely, there are certain players who I feel like got away with things lightly and things that have happened that didn't do it. And I have to say, I'm fucking pissed off at everyone. Sat here watching Brighton versus Man United at the corner of my eye, and they just scored a 98th minute winner against Man United in a penalty. And I look at their club and I just go, I want that to be us. I want that to. I look at Brentford. I want that to be us. I look at Fulham over the past 2 years, and I go, I want that to be us. Why are we not in the same position as them? Why are we not as a club? We've got one of the best fans, one of the most passionate fans, I would say, compared to most teams that have got promoted or things that are staying up. And it makes my heart, me anger that there are fans that have gone week in and week out, home and away, spent fuck ton of money on getting to and from away games, spend a fuck ton of money to go and get a train to come to home games every single week, spend a stupid amounts of money to try and get this club to where it should be and where it has to be. And there is fuck all from those players that have done it. I do not want to see another fucking player come on online and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. No. If you apologize, you give up your wage that you were meant to have been paid and you give it to those people that turn up week in and week out. You give it to those people that are about to lose their job. You give it to those people that are children that are going to miss out on certain games because their parents don't want to spend certain amounts of money for a League One club. You give it to those people that are not with us anymore, that sadly no longer here as fans, that have bred and filled themselves with utter joy of this club, that can't, that are not even here anymore to actually see the absolute shit show you guys have put through. I haven't felt this much rage in I don't know how long. I have never felt this much rage about a football club ever. When we got relegated from the Premier League, I sat there and said to myself, we're going in the Championship. We will rebuild and come back up. We've gone to a team that we were so close to getting to European football about 10, 15 years ago to now being relegated to League One. I'm just looking at my iPad here because I've got the game and that fucking manager that calls himself a manager is fucking on it for turning me off. To all the people that were here during Dar Young's reign, To all those that are no longer and just jumped shipped and gone. To all those people that are yes men to die young. Look at your fucking selves and tell me what you're going to do about the situation. You're going to have a podcast that's going to come out very soon, most probably, and be all nice and try not to go over the top and say things and try and say, we will be on a rebuild. Yeah, we're on a rebuild. I will be positive in the next 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, but by fucking God, I need to vent. And you're going to get people online that are just going to absolutely ridicule the players, the owner, and fair fucking right. We're going to do a video soon next week, um, where we're going to go through all of the contracted players, everyone that's at the club at the moment, and all the players that are out on loan who contracts are coming finishing at the end of the season. I'm going to go through them one by one and say what if we're going to keep them or get rid of them. I'm also going to do lots of videos over the summer about the transfer rumours and the managers when we get a manager of what I think we should do next. I'm not going to boycott this club. I fucking love this club. I'm 30 this year, right? The start of the League One season, I'm going to be turning 30. I'm going to be getting my season ticket, and I will be going to games, away games as well. But that still doesn't get the fact that I'm absolutely disgusted today by those people that call themselves players. I do not want to see a fan defending a fucking player. I do not want to see a fan defending a fucking manager. I do not want to see a fan defending a fucking owner. I want to see everyone pour their heart and soul into those fucking people that are about to lose their jobs because of those fuckers on the pitch don't know how to defend or how to score a goal. We had 6 games this season that at the end of the season, we should have had a lot more if those stupid idiots upstairs didn't get rid of that bog-eyed twat sooner. We should be going into the last 6 months, 3 months of the season, going to go and have a new manager bounce. Now, I do not blame Noel Hunt whatsoever. That's not his fault. His legacy has not been ruined. I don't think he should get the manager's job either. I think he needs to go back to the under-21s, learn some more, or whatever happens will happen from there on out. Those under-21 players that have never been able to get a shot because of a certain manager won't give it to them because he hasn't got the bollocks to try young players. And the only time he tries young players is in cup games because, hey, well, who cares about the cup? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of inquiry now into what happens next. There's going to be a lot of rebuild that needs to happen, and I think we've needed a proper rebuild for the past 4 years. We've signed players to long-term deals that don't really need it. Yeah. I don't know. The anger I have right now is, as you can tell during this video, I do apologize if some of you are offended by some of the amounts of bad language that has come out of my mouth in the past 10 minutes, 10, 15 plus minutes. I don't know. But let's look at the positives. Let's try and look at the positives from a playing side point of view. We are going to be having a rebuild. Bowen will now know what league we're in and will now be able to find a new manager for us that will dictate us from going from League One onwards. I am very, very confident in Brian Carey, his role as chief scout of moving us forward. with the identifying players that will help us grow. We are now out of the EFL transfer embargo, so we will be able to spend some money on some players. We will be able to attract more players, and hopefully by the end of this week or by the end of this month, we will find out if we can go back to a Category 1 academy, which the category doesn't affect what league we're in. So that's a positive as well. So with the infrastructure and everything we will need to be leaning on a lot more youth players coming into the new season, which is good for us because then we will be able to play them a lot more and they'll be able to get a lot more first team football. It's just about now getting rid of all those players that don't want to be here now. This is a message to Bowen and to Brian and to the owner. If a player comes to you and says, I don't want to be playing in League One, let them go. Sell them half price. I don't care. Get them out. We don't need them. We don't need their wages. We don't need who they are. Get them out. I've seen a lot of people criticising Tom Ince for his comments saying he doesn't want Andy Carroll to break his streak. I see that as a tongue-in-cheek joke. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. He gets angry on the pitch. We get angry in the stands. It seems like he gave a shit. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. Andy Carroll doesn't bother me because the guy put full heart and soul with every single header. I don't think he will be here next year. But we will go through all of that later on. But yes, there is a positive to this. We will have. Let's have a look now at League One table. So we will not be playing Plymouth Argyle or Ipswich next season. And we might not be playing Sheffield, Wednesday, Barnsley, Bolton, Derby, or Peterborough. But we will be playing Portsmouth. That'd be a good away day. Wickham, that'd be good. Charlton, another good one. Lincoln, Shrewsbury, Fleetwood, Burton, Exeter, Bristol, Cheltenham, Port Vale, and most probably Oxford United. And we could be playing either MK Dons or Morecambe or Cambridge. I think Accrington are down. They're not technically, but they have a very, very bad goal difference compared to everyone else. So yeah, we could be having away days at Milton Keynes. We could be having away. We're definitely having Sheffield United, which I will definitely be going to home and away. Let's have a look at the League Two. We will be having away days and home days against Leyton Orient, Stevenage, and most probably Northampton, but depending on if Stockport can win and Northampton go down. If not, we will be playing as well Stockport, Carlisle, or Salford, or Bradford, or Mansfield. No Swindon. Shame. Slightly wanted it to be Swindon. But we will be going into a deep dive into League One in a few weeks, going into their teams, their playoffs, who we could be facing, we will be doing different videos about what managers I would want to have, players who I want to get rid of and who I would like to see us go for, and all of that moving forward. I do apologize as well if anyone has wanted to come to this video for me normally being very positive, but today I couldn't find a way of being positive at all. I have been very, very angry. I'm very upset. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys ever so much for joining. I want to say thank you as well thoroughly for all the love and support you guys have done throughout all the videos I have produced over the past few weeks. More and more of you are watching, more and more of you are commenting and liking, and it means the absolute world to me that we're gaining more and more views and more subscribers to this channel. Don't forget, it's either down here, I think it is down here, is the links to all of our social media pages. Go and give us a follow. Go and DM me if you want to talk about stuff or any ideas. Don't forget as well to look after each other. Don't forget as well to look out for your loved ones. And with that, that is the end. Peace.